Hello, welcome to DIY Expense Tracker. In this video, we're going to learn about how you get your receipts put into the DIY Expense Tracker so they start to make sense. So we're starting off on the dashboard here, and you're going to click on the expenses on the left-hand side. Now, if you watch the video on how to do the income, you'll notice it's a very similar list. So this piece right here is your account, and you pull it down. Do you remember in the setup I said make sure you put those numbers in? This is kind of where it comes up. That's really sort of cool. Here's your fiscal year that you're working in. This box right here is the box where you're going to enter your receipt. And just like the income, when it's entered, it's going to drop down to the bottom half. So the first receipt we're going to do, we're going to pretend that we have a receipt that is for a gas station. And we're going to enter that particular invoice, but usually the little chit sleeps don't have an invoice, so let's just leave it blank. Now, when you go to a gas station, usually you put 50 bucks or something in your vehicle. You don't really know the GST, so you can go ahead and put 50 over here in the total, and you'll see that it automatically calculates the GST for you. So if you were to put 50 over here in this side, you will see that it calculates, oops, sorry, there we go. You'll see it has GST and adds the GST onto it. Or if you put $50 over here, you'll see that it goes back and it takes the GST out and calculates it. So that's the total right there. Now this is going to be for fuel. So in our particular setup, this is under vehicle fuel. You can put any notes that you like and just hit save entry. And you can see that immediately it drops down to the bottom here. Now let's just repeat that just so that we have a nice good sampling. We buy another one, we don't know. We bought $40 in gas this time, and it's for vehicle fuel, and save. That's how easy it is to put in your receipts. But I want to keep going a little bit, show you how to add a vendor name. So let's assume you go to the office supply store now. So let's pick a date and you go to pull it down. It's not here. So you would hit this little plus button and you would put in whatever the name of your store is and you would hit save. Now you can see you have the office supply. You can now put in an invoice number if you have it. You can put in how much you purchased and your GST, and we're going to put this under office supplies and hit save. Now you can see how it's adding to the bottom. Now let's continue to add because there's a couple of expenses that are treated a little bit differently. So let's put in a date. Let's assume that you also go to your office supply store and now you're going to buy a big desk. Now desks are a little unusual. Any single thing that you buy that costs over $500, something that you could sell. So a desk you could sell again, or your tools you could sell again. Those types of things are treated very differently. So, and it's only over $500. So what I want you to do, we're going to just put in the amount and let's say it's $600 desk, calculates the GST. There are a couple of accounts here called big purchases or assets over $500. And what that does is says, this thing is big. I know there's a $500 rule. I don't know what it is, but I know my accountant needs to know. So you would just choose that, and it's going to treat it just a little bit differently on your books. You could put a note on here for your accountant, exactly what it is, and save your entry. Now let's assume that you buy some tools and we will just put another date and we're going to buy some tools from, I'm going to call it the tool store, wherever it happened to be. You can see there's nothing there. So obviously I have to add it. And the tool store, now let's say I bought a tool that only cost me $250. Well, that tool is under the 500 mark, and so it wouldn't be treated weird and separately. And you'll see in tools, you have tools and equipment under 500 and over 500. So you just pick the right category and your accountant will know what to do with it. So let's put that in. So Again, you're just going to keep going on your receipts with your checking account because that's the one that we're working on. And you're going to enter them in the order that they're in. Your bank statement is the preferred way to do it. Enter your receipt, where you bought it, how much it was, then go down to your next receipt. When you get to the end of that bank statement, now pick up your credit card statement. And what you want to do is you want to change this to your credit card statement. You see your colors change and there's nothing in there. So now let's keep going, and we're going to buy some more gas. And again, we don't know how much it is. So we'll just do this and save. And maybe we've bought some office supplies, $50 of office supplies. There you go. And let's say we put a street sign up on the side of the road. So that's going to be advertising. So let's call it ABC Marketing Company. And they gave us an invoice for it. That invoice was for $189 and it was advertising. And save your entry. Now, what happens if you're entering something here and you reach the expense type and it's not there? Well, what you have to do is you have to actually go set it up. You can't do that on the screen. So you would hit the settings button and you would go back to your expense type and you would set something up here. So let's say, for example, that advertising is all well and good, but you want to know when you do online advertising. Let's just suggest you want something different. So you have advertising, and let's call this advertising physical. So this will be a street sign or brochures or something that you want to hand out. And let's say you want to do advertising, it's online. Now, what's really important for your accountant is that you are keeping your descriptions as clean as possible. So you see that I did advertising online and advertising physical. We have a couple of categories where we have that: meals and meals, tools and tools, vehicle and vehicle. That is the nicest way to keep for your accountant. So now we have advertising online. Let's go back to our expense. And it's going to remember where we were. And see, this is now changed to advertising physical. So let's just assume we did some advertising online now with ABC Company. We spent $250, and now your advertising will be there for you. So you're going to want to go ahead and continue to enter your receipts until you have all your bank and credit card statements entered. There's a couple categories of special receipts, and what you want to do is go check out the next video, which talks about how you enter special items. I will talk to you soon.